Good afternoon, Pio Nation. Did you miss us? Because we certainly missed you. My name is Matt Williamson. You are watching Marietta College Esports. So today is a new era with Marietta College Esports. There is so much that has happened between now and our last broadcast from last spring. So we have a lot of stuff that we need to go over before we get into our Valorant match. That's right, we have our Valorant team up and running. They will be going up against Alma College in just a few minutes. I'm trying to keep an eye on the discords and the lobbies in case things start up with map picks and bans. So I'm going to make sure that I have all that good to go. So while I'm waiting for all that, I guess the first thing we'll do is let's talk a little bit about our Valorant team and who's going to be playing for today. So let me get the lineup here for you. I think it's ticked up there for a second. We may have a couple of technical difficulties as we're doing our first stream, but here's our Valorant roster for you. So we have freshman Walker Dale Wave. We have freshman Corey McFan C4 Gamer. And the text is a little small for me. I'm going to have to look a little closer here so I can read here. But we got freshman Osvaldo Nieto Oxycron. We have freshman Octavio Padron Edible Drywall. We have our captain, senior Dylan Poles Rez. If that name sounds familiar, yes, he is also on our Rainbow Six team. We have freshman Tyler Rich Bubs. We have sophomore Jasmine Smith Exo Explorer, and we have senior Spence Tenney Spence, and our head coach Derek Games. But all right, I am looking at the Discord chat. Looks like we may be starting things up soon. Hopefully we'll be doing the map picks and bans. Let's see here, making sure. Yeah, I think just double checking the Discord, but it looks like we're good there. So I'm gonna go over a couple of quick announcements while I'm waiting for the map picks and bans to get underway. So first and foremost, we are officially partnered with HyperX. That is right. HyperX has been great to us. We now have new gaming peripherals, keyboards, mice, headsets, mouse pads that are in our esports facility. Our students absolutely love them. So we definitely want to give a special shout out to HyperX for their help with our program. If you want to get your own set of HyperX gear, check out the link that you see there, hyperx.dg/MariettaES. The QR code is there as well, where you can get any of your HyperX peripherals that you would like. I'll also mention that we are officially under the athletics program. So if you go to the Marietta College Pioneers Athletics site, you will find esports there. You will find a story that talks about the HyperX partnership. You will see a list of the rosters for all of our students, not just for our Valorant team, and also the schedules for upcoming matches. Speaking of schedules, let's take a look at what's going to be going on later today. So we have our Valorant match, which is going to be starting very soon. We also will have our League of Legends team also going up against Alma College around 3 o'clock today. So after our Valorant match, please make sure you come back to check that out. Also, speaking of schedules, let's take a look at the Valorant schedule. If I can pull that up here. There we go. So what we have going on right now is, of course, we have Alma this week. And we have quite a few matches coming down the road. In the Great Lakes Esports Conference next week will be Defiance. Then after that, Marion Tech, Ohio Northern, Tiffin, Trine, Baldwin Wallace, Mount Vernon Nazarene, Manchester, and we close out the fall season against Mountain Union. Most of these matches are going to be 12 o'clock on Saturdays. There are a few that will be to be determined. That's because there may be some double headers from those schools that day, or we may have a double header. So once we have the exact times, we'll put that out on social media. So please be sure to follow us on all of our social media pages, whether it's on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, here on Twitch. So we got all that going on for you there. Speaking of Twitch, we thank you for all the follows. We thank you for all your subscriptions as well. It is definitely helps with our program. We are got quite some ambitious plans coming down the road, and your support can definitely help make that happen. So you can definitely subscribe to our channel. It gives you all sorts of benefits, whether it's instant access to our VODs immediately after the broadcast. You can use custom Marietta College emotes. You can see some samples right in front of you for those. You can also, and if you have Prime Gaming, then you can get a free sub that you can use once a month. If you don't have Prime Gaming, but you have Amazon Prime, then all you have to do is just create a free Twitch account. Go to gaming.amazon.com and click on Try Prime, and that will connect your Amazon Prime accounts with Twitch. And then you could subscribe to our channel and get all of the benefits with that. All right, looks like we're getting a couple things set up in the lobby. And it looks like we've already started the map picks and bans, and no one told me about it. So let me pull up the map picks and bans screen here for you guys. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right, so we got the maps here. Looks like Pearl has already been banned. I believe Marietta had the first ban, and they did not want to play Pearl. Now, I'm going to say this right from the get-go. My knowledge in Valorant is extremely limited. So just have fun with it. We're just going to be here, have a great time. I'll tell you what happened, and you'll probably have a better idea of exactly what's going on than me, but we'll make this entertaining. We'll make this fun. But yeah, so far, Marietta has banned Pearl, and it looks like Alma has banned Icebox. So we will not see that. And to be honest, I don't know anything about any of these maps. So I don't know which ones are good or which ones are bad. But that's what we got here. So now I believe Marietta will get to pick, and it looks like they are picking Fracture. So that will be the first map for us. And then I believe then Alma will get to pick the next map. This is a best of 3 series, by the way, just so that way everyone is clear on that. And Alma is going to go with Bind. We have that going on. Once again, I have no idea what Fracture is like or what Bind is like, but you will see those. And then I'm going to guess we go to the next set of bans. Maybe. I think the team is talking over what they would like to ban. I could not tell you anything about any of these other bans or other maps. So you probably have your opinion on which maps should be banned next. Have at it. While we are waiting for the next selection, just to let you know, we are streaming this on a 5-minute delay. We are doing that just so to preserve competitive integrity. That way there's no stream sniping. And it looks like we will not see Breeze in the Alma banned Breeze. So now we'll see what I believe Marietta will have the. Actually, oh, they already banned. Hold on. What is that? I'm trying to make sure. Yeah, it looks like Haven. Marietta did ban out Haven and Split. So now I believe, well, all that's left is Ascent. So that would mean that we go to Ascent if we go to a third map. But okay, I believe we have our maps figured out. Now I'm just going to check to see if everything is good to go. Checking the lobby, checking the Discord chat. And once they hit that go button, then we will get things underway. Looks like there is some debate going on in the chat as far as who is Spence's biggest fan. So if you think that you are Spence's biggest fan, give your opinion in the chat. Okay, checking everything here. Yeah, so it looks like everything is confirmed. And they are choosing sides here. So it looks like... So for Fracture, Marietta will be defending, Alma will be attacking. For Bind, Marietta will once again be defending, and Alma will be attacking. And I don't know the sides yet for Ascent. We're still waiting for those. I think there's still waiting. I don't even know who gets to choose the sides. I don't know all the rules to this game. I just know first of 13 wins the map. That's about as much as I know. Or maybe it's chosen later on? I don't know. I'm kind of hearing a little bit that we may be getting things started up. And yes, we are getting things started up, so let me get the game underway. All right, so here we are. Fracture. Marietta will be defending. Alma will be attacking. And I realized I should have taken some time to study who all these agents are. You know who they are. I don't know who they are. But okay, everyone's deciding who they want. And Marietta's already locked in their composition. Alma has selected their 5, and 4 of them are locked in. They're waiting for the last one to lock in. Everyone is locked in. So, all right. I'm just waiting for the game to load up here. Make sure I get a couple of things set up on my screen. Alright. We are in the buy phase, so let's see what everyone is going to be getting. Give me it's the first round. You know, good old pistol round. I remember that at least. Wave put down some kind of toxin, I believe. I'm just kind of peeking around, not gonna see anyone there. Rez rotating over with Winnie Hunter, which is extra explorer, by the way. And Rez is going to take some damage and does end up going down, but Spence does get the refrag. Spots someone, but he's going to end up going down. Wave is able to take one before he ends up falling.
Last player standing.
And attackers do get the first. Yeah, first round does go to Alma. So see, Spence's looks like he's going to be getting himself some armor. But no big investments from the Pioneers yet, but we do see that Alma did put a little investment into their gear. Spence's going to spot. Hit, but he ends up going down. Slotson has to back away. But he gets double teamed, ends up falling.
Last player standing.
Bob's in Wave does end up falling, so now it's just Weenie Hut, the only one left. Does get the spike planted. Actually, no, wait. That's Alma. I'm sorry. Marietta's on defense. That's my bad. Spike is planted. And Alma does take the second round. Alright, Marietta, it does have a dummy to purchase some stuff. I mean, they had that tactical disadvantage in round 2 just because they were using pistols versus SMGs, but now Marietta's got a couple things, so we'll see if that gives them the advantage in this round.
Toxins going up.
Wave pulls out the toxin wall. Bob's just going to be peeking. Not going to see them just yet. Rez ends up going down. And we may see a fight here with Spence. Kind of going in blind. Weenie is looking for the right angle. Doesn't see them behind that big cloud ball. But Spence does get one. Spike has been planted, so Marietta's going to have to take out the rest and get rid of that the spike. Spence does get a second. And Bubs does take down one. Spence is able to get another. Spence with the 3K. And Marietta's going to be able to defuse this spike. And the Pioneers are on the board. Alright, we are in the buy phase. You see, Rez pulling out the sniper here. Very interesting choice. Spence had a really good round last time. So let's see how he does in round 4. So far, everything looks a little quiet. Looks like the dog's coming out. Rez takes out the dog. And we're starting to see some action going. Spence gonna have to fall back.
Time to hunt.
You do see Rez did go down. The spike has been planted. And Spence and Bubs does go down. So it's just Wave that's left. And he's going to end up falling. And Alma will take that round.
Gone here.
So Alma is up 3-1. I've already seen one of Alma's ults is ready to go. So we may see that in this round. The round has begun. Maybe puts out the toxic wall, but Bubs sees the dog, and he might get into an engage here. Falls back for a second. And Bubs does get taken down. Looks like Waves maybe looking for a pick. Does get one.
Spike down A.
But he ends up falling.
Last player standing.
Weenie Hut's the only one that's remaining. Alma will be planting the spike, and they do get the spike planted. Not really a whole lot to do in a 4v1 situation, and Alma will claim the round. Alright, Wave does have his ult ready to go, but Alma still has 2 now. Okay, round has begun. Yeah, and it looks like all of Alma is heading straight for Site B. Not gonna see anything there. And it looks like Alma is going to be splitting, heading over to Site A, where it's a 3v1 against Wave. When he does go down.
Toxin screen down.
The Wave is in a pretty tough spot, but he does get one.
Poison's off.
And his ult is ready, if he wanted to use it.
Poison orb.
And Bombs does take down, but Waves gets a second, so 2.
Spike down A.
So now there's just 1 left.
Poison's off.
30 seconds left.
So it's a 1v3. Spence does catch him, has to fall back.
Cutting their vision.
Try to peek around, see if he can get the shot. But he's going to end up falling. Wave extremely low in health, but Rez is going to see if he can get the flank.
Last player standing. 10 seconds left.
And Rez with the headshot secures the round for the Pioneers.
Placing sentry.
Shutting them down.
Okay, the round has begun. Rez gets disoriented, but I think he's going to be fine. Wave does get 1 down. He's looking for a second, but he's going to end up falling. Rez ends up falling as well.
Seek them out.
Thirty seconds left.
Right now it's still a 3v4.
I've got your trail.
Looks like almost going to be going all into Site A. Bob's just going to catch, but he's going to get taken down.
Last player standing. 10 seconds left. Spike planted.
Alma does get the spike planted. At this point, Alma's just really delaying the time. Not too sure as much Jasmine can do. We're noticing a couple of lag things. I'm trying to see if I can do a few things to fix it, and I'm hoping Valor did not crash on me. Okay, I think it's getting. Okay, we might have countered. Game might have just crashed on me. Okay, let's see if it's gonna let me okay, it reconnected. We'll see if that makes things a little bit better for you guys. Apologize for any technical issues. We're still trying to make sure all the kinks are worked out.
Off your feet! Shutting them down.
Let's see here. I'm gonna try to free up some resources. Alright, Spence doesn't go down. Is a 3v5 scenario. Spike does get planted. Mini-Hat does go down, so it's just Rez and Bobs that's left. Bobs isn't going down, so Rez is the only one remaining. I don't know what Rez is going to be able to do. And Alma does secure the round. Alright, round has begun. Marietta does have 3 ults ready to go, but it is 2-6 in Alma's favor. There's dodges the dog. Maybe seeing. They may be catching someone from behind. Nice headshot there by Wave. And that's going to tell Alma to start rotating towards site A. Bobs is going to regroup a little, or kind of backtrack a little bit. Going to get blind, he's got to be careful. Alma is starting to plant the spike, but Bobs is going to be right by someone. He's going to end up going down with the headshot.
Suppress it. Enemy suppressed. Reset.
Rez is going to be going down, and Spence is the only one that's left.
Standing.
Alma will take the round.
Spike's there.
You want to play? Let's play.
Alright, Alma will be using one of their ults. It looks like Alma's heading straight for site B. And Spence does end up falling. And Alma has control of site B, and they are starting to plant.
Blinded. Spike
Bubs does get taken down. Weenie Hot does get one, but it's going to end up falling. But Rez takes one, Waves falls. Rez is the only one left. Not getting the headshots he needs.
Team Ace.
Maria's gonna have to start utilizing their ults if they're gonna get some rounds back, because the momentum is obviously in Alma's favor. They're on a 4-round winning streak. And it's almost doing a split approach for site
I've
A.
got your trail.
Reds isn't falling. Weenie Hut also goes down.
Spike planted. Cutting their vision.
Spencer's falling, so it's just Wave and Bubs that's left.
Toxins going up.
Trying to use that toxin wall.
Last player standing.
But Wave is the only one remaining. It's a 5v1 situation. Not the best scenario.
Toxin screen down.
And they just collapse on it as soon as the toxic screen goes down.
Last round in the half.
So at this point, since this last round, the half Marietta is going to need to buy out everything they can. And they need to try to at least get one round before the swap. Because if Alma takes it, they're only going to need just a few rounds to secure the map.
Placing sentry.
Looks like Alma's going all into site A. Wave is going to have to be ready.
Off your feet!
And all sorts of ults are flying left and right. Wave goes down very quickly. Resins are falling, all is starting to plant.
Spike planted.
Weenie Hut does get one. Spence is able to get one, but he goes out, so it's a trade there. So it's just Bubs and Weenie Hut, all that's left. Weenie Hut does get another. Can she turn this around? But they are running out of time. They have to get everyone else taken care of before the spike goes off. I don't think you're gonna have enough time to defuse, even if they did take him down.
Last player standing. Switching sides.
Marietta will be attacking now, but it is 2-10. Alma just needs 3 more rounds to secure the map.
No charges.
Round has begun.
Flashbang.
And Honey Ham there
Spike
with a
down
double
A.
kill.
Hawk out. Blinded. Here.
Bobs does get one down, but he gets headshot by Honey Ham. It's just Spence and Weenie Hut left for the round. And a nice headshot there by Weenie Hut.
Last player standing. Spike down.
Spencer's the only one left for the team. Obviously, he does not have the high ground, so he does have a disadvantage, but just using that wall for cover does take a hit. Let's see if we can try to get that spike. Try to rotate up at the right angle.
30 seconds left.
So try to get that spike planted. He does pull it off, but he ends up falling in the process.
Shame. I love explosions.
And that's going to put Marietta in a very tough spot here. Just because now Alma's going to be able to buy a couple items to give him a big disadvantage to take him into map point.
Let's get this done.
Mental wave or on the top, and it looks like they may be going for site A. Meanwhile, the rest of the Pioneers, they're not really going anywhere yet. I think they're just kind of slowly seeing if Alma makes an aggressive move. Bubs is going ahead and trying to scout. Doesn't see anything. Looks like they're going to make the call to go to Site B, knowing that most of Alma is at Site A.
Here.
And we may be seeing a gauge up top here. Waves does get taken down. Can Spence get the refrag? He deals some damage, but it's not enough. Weenie Hut is planting the spike. It does get it off. But Rez is going to fall in the process.
Player standing.
Bubs is the only one standing. He gets one, but they are starting to defuse the spike. He's going to go down, and Alma will be able to.
Thanks. Shame. I love explosions.
Match point.
It is map point for Alma. So Marietta has to, they are going to be able to buy out, but they have to go all out in this round if they want to stay alive. We've already seen Alma going to be playing very aggressive.
Flash.
They're working their way around. Meanwhile, Bubs and Waves are working up top. Wave does end up falling, and so does Rez. Bubs and Weenie Hut do take one down, but Weenie Hut has fallen. Bubs is going to be looking around.
Last player standing.
And it's a 1v1 trade, but Bubs is the only one remaining for the Pioneers.
Pull cat.
30 seconds left. One enemy remaining.
They take down this last one. And so close.
Defenders win.
But Alma will take that first game. All right, here. Alma will take the first map. A very strong performance by Alma College. Marietta got a couple of rounds early on, but Alma was able to carry the rest of the way, getting the early frags, being able to plant the spikes. But all right, so I'm going to double check to see the lobby. Probably taking a quick breather. So I think what we'll do is take a very quick break while I check to make sure everything's set up. And then once we are ready for the next map, we will do so. So don't go away. We'll be back in just a minute. All right, and welcome back. We are getting things set up very soon here. Gonna have someone come by and help commentate as well, so he'll be here in just a few minutes. So right now I'm checking the lobby and making sure everything is set up. I think everyone is ready. So as soon as they hit the go button, I'm going to hit the go button. So I'm going to make sure I have everything here set up. And I did see some people talking in the chat. Yeah, we do have a guest cat today. Very adorable, let me tell you. But okay. So as soon as they hit the go button, then we will hit the go button. It is going to be on bind this time. And Marietta will be defending first again, and Alma will be attacking first. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and swap it over to the lobby while we are waiting. There we go. So we should be just in time. All right, they should be getting started very soon. You can put on the headset if you want to introduce yourself to everyone.
All right. Everyone hear me well?
They should be able to.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Vincent Anderson. I'm the captain of the Rainbow Six team, and I have a little bit of a Valorant experience. I haven't played in a little bit. Still don't know too much about Pearl. Good thing it's banned. So it'll be interesting to see what we got today.
You still know a lot more than me, though.
Well, we'll see. In my spare time, I've played this game a little bit.
Right now, I think everyone's saying they're ready. Yeah, there's like here we go. This is the screen that everyone sees, by the way. That way you know.
Sounds good. Bind.
Yeah, it's going to be bind. Marietta is going to be defending first again. Alma will be attacking.
Sounds good. I'm really interested to see. I haven't been super in the loop for new balance updates, but yeah, I'm glad that Marietta is going with. I'm glad to see on the attacking side they got a Sova. Sova can be pretty useful on this map. One of the best initiator characters in the game. Still, in my opinion, I was a Sova main when I played. Got some decent controllers. Omen, I think after Omen's buff a little while ago, he is a lot better, so I'm really interested to see how he performs. We see a lot of Sky gameplay from both teams. I'm not sure. Sky used to be insane, and then she got nerfed, but I'm not sure if she got buffed recently or if she just still has too much intel for the team. We'll have to see, but I'm really interested to see how these two teams play. I know that Mary's defending first both times, which is really interesting.
Yeah, I can't remember how the map pick fan phase worked, but I think one got to chose a side, and so I'm thinking maybe Marietta chose to defend first, and then for the second one, maybe Alma chose to attack, but I don't remember the exact rules.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I saw that it's an 8-map pool, which is kind of odd to me, because usually the map pool has an odd number, but for here it has an even number of maps, because just every map that exists right now, so that's pretty interesting. Yeah, it looks like we're seeing from the...
Make sure I have the right up here. Oh, sorry, we did bring in Hisoka. So just everyone know we did one swap in the lineup, so that way they're wondering like, where's Weenie Hut? No, Hisoka is Octavio in on our roster.
Sounds good. Looks like we're seeing a nice hookah push here from Alma. Great job with Chamber setting up his tethers if he needs to teleport. Wave's doing a nice little rat near Octagon here, or at least that's what they used to call it back in the day. There's a nice Silver Drum gets blinded. Beautiful teleport, but unfortunately the animation's going to prevent him from getting any sort of kill. Great job with the Sova replying to that push.
Spike planted. Still in sight.
We're going to see a little retake attempt here from Spence. However, while pulling out his util, it's a little bit difficult for him to get anything done.
Last player standing.
Great hold from Hookah by the chamber. Rez is going to see what he can do with what he has. We're seeing a lot of... Alright, so with that, we had a really nice push by Alma. Really good utilization of smokes by the Brimstone. Brimstone, he had been buffed a little while ago. I stopped playing this game for about a month and then commentating now, so I'd say a month or 2 months. So Brimstone got a decent buff a while back where his smokes drop way quicker than what they used to, if what most people can remember. And the fact that he is the only character in the game still that can drop 3 smokes at once, he is really, really good for just cutting off angles you don't want to deal with. He's a very simple and easy to pick up character, and it was perfect for their execute right there. They smoked off elbow, they smoked off anything else they didn't want to worry about. And it was a free plant, and Marietta had no choice but to play retake there. Very good teleport by the Omen. However, he will be stunned by the dog coming up on Octagon. Another push from B long. We'll see exactly how Marietta counters it. There's the smoke coming out from the Brimstone. A nice flash from the sky. Excellent capitalization on that intel. And then there is the next pick onto Marietta from the Brimstone, clearing out the plant spot. And there's the shock dart. The shock dart, excellent utilization of that utility by Horikita. The shock darts that Sova has, they can be very useful because you can choose the amount of times they bounce off a wall, so you can make it bounce 1 time, make it bounce twice, and you can make incredible lineups with it. But it's also good for just throwing them into an area where you think an opponent will be, which is exactly where Rez was. So it was a really good utilization of just making sure that they can almost use it as area denial for a small amount of time, which is what forced Rez to push forward and get himself into an uncomfortable situation. And now it looks like we're getting into, I think, Alma might be trying out a little bit of an A push here. This will be very interesting initially. Again, tons of intel from Alma. We got the dog drone from the sky. We've got the Sova drone from Sova, obviously. There's just so much intel from this team that's being gathered right now. And to top it off, we've also got the boom bot from Raze. The way that intel is being gathered here, they have almost a constant set of eyes on the opposing team to see how quickly they're rotating. It seems that Alma isn't necessarily a team that likes to rotate. They essentially just like to get their intel and just stick to the site they're on and execute. Again, already getting a plan off on default. Excellent smoke by the Brimstone, and a nice teleport by the... Oh, but Wave does try to get a nice flank off. That was very close. It was unfortunate. He had to kill one guy first, and then there was also the chamber in his teleport animation. This could be a good retake for Marietta, though. Lots of potential. There's the Showers guy taking out Spence. This puts him to 2v2. But now the ball is in the defender's court. They're the ones that have to push now. Excellent play. Now the only ones left is in Shower. Good plant and cover. And that's textbook. That is an excellent job by Marietta. That's exactly what you want to see. The great thing about retake in Valorant is that you don't necessarily have to sprint at people, you just have to be looking for gunfights. It's not necessarily like Rainbow Six Siege where you just gotta get super mega aggro, but it's about coordinating intel on the opponents and making sure how you can get this plant deactivated. Because you still need to be the person that's initiating all the engagements, but you're not necessarily going to be the one that's just pushing every single gunfight you can. But at the same time, we did manage to get the man count to what we needed it to be. We got a nice defuse while Rez covered the diffuser. On the spike. You just can't get any better than that. Looking at another B push here. Initial droning on Wave. I don't know, personally, I do like that the Omen is trying his best to get out of those situations, but I mean, Hisoka just cleaning up with the Judge. I love the Judge personally. A great gun for tight angles. It's very, very useful to counter those pushes. Great job by Wave. We got the last two on B long. This might be a situation where they would rotate. The team, Alma hasn't rotated yet when they can get push. So they are going up against an op. It's a great job that they are playing passive here, exactly what they should be doing. But this is one of my favorite things about Valorant. Is that, oh nice ult, and that should be an op for Marietta as well. There it is. Alright, so Marietta secured an op as well. But yeah, that's one of my favorite things about Valorant is that you can make your character completely silent. If you hold the shift key while you walk, your character does not generate any noise at all. And a lot of people might say, well, yeah, that's obvious, but in certain games, that's not possible. Like in Rainbow Six Siege, every single action you do creates some sort of noise, but in Valorant, you can play around with that mechanic of completely making yourself inaudible. And that's what I like to see when defenders are still checking corners, making sure that people aren't just walking on the site because they can't hear it. Alright. Looks like we're getting into a nice little A push. We got Sova checking out any intel he can from showers. Good drone from the sky to make sure that Sova has to back up a little bit. But we're looking at a little rotate here. Probably the first rotate of the game. And Hisoka is there to counter it. Excellent little play from Hisoka. He's probably going to take another push again as we've got 3 people going hookah. I'm not sure how he's gonna digest this situation, but he's going up against a chamber ult. Whether it's been nerfed or not, it's still a little bit of a scary thing to go against. Oh, unfortunate. I honestly, I liked the play there. I like how Hisoka stayed with it and stuck with hookah. A lot of people would just dip. Alright, Bugs with the flash. Excellent job. That clears out hookah for the team.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
And now there's just only the Sova left to clean up for the rest of the team.
Last
Sitting
player
in B
standing.
long.
Seek them out.
Good usage of the ult.
Found one.
Now this is a situation that gets a little bit crazy. This, Bubs did decide to utilize his ultimate for this. But he does have one more flash to regen.
But he also has to consider the time. He has to defuse that spike, or
I'm out of stuff.
This is the one problem. And this, my friends, is the reason why Sova is one of the strongest characters in the game for post plant. If you have the plant down, you can just use your ultimate and just shoot through the entire map and destroy your opponent. One recommendation that I would have had for the Sky is that she decided to use her ultimate and use her Seekers to distract the Sova. In my opinion, once you use those Seekers, if the Sova is not shooting yet, you should just go straight for that diffuser, because the Sova has to either back off or shoot these Seekers, and you could have half the defuse and giving yourself half the defuse time later on in the round to utilize that. Now that's assuming that the Sova is not going to obviously realize, but also the Seekers, I believe, still deafen you for a short amount of time. Rez with an excellent kill with the op. Rez loves the operator. It's one of his favorite weapons, especially on Sova. And we see that the dog drone from Sky has also been burned early on in the round. 4 people, a short. This could be a lot of kills for Marietta. We got not only excellent headshot by Rez, that's going to be the Sova while he's running. Just a pixel off onto the next character.
Teleport's ready.
I think that by personally, the team Alma still has not rotated yet. They want to commit to this push. Omen has potential for an amazing flank here, assuming that we've got a few different traps to deal with. Rez is still defending off this push on A short. I like how the chamber is pushing up, but Rez teleports to safety exactly when he needs to. However, we got a couple frags on Marietta's side. Now this is an even man count. The Seeker's being utilized, and Wave almost was successful with that flank. And we got a few other opponents to deal with before we can defuse this spike from the side of Marietta. Excellent smoke from the Brimstone. That's gonna cover any angles that are sort of unnecessary for them to deal with.
Last player standing.
And a great job by Honey. That was a very well hold the flank there. In many of these situations, you might want to save, but I think Rez is a bit too deep in the situation he's in. And so I believe that, and yeah, that's going to be a lost awe. The only thing here is that we saw a few little complications here. For instance, Wave tried to make the flank, but at the same time, he also tried to crouch spray with I think we had the Phantom from an incredibly long angle. Crouch spraying in Valorant is sort of like is sort of like playing the lottery. You know, it's not a necessarily incredibly reliable way to take gunfights. It's an easy way to take gunfights, but if you're super far away, the Phantom is built for close range, and while the Vandal is built for long range. In my opinion, Phantom is built for tap fire. So those gunfights are going to be very hard for Wave to win when utilizing that mechanic. Looks like we're seeing another nice B push from Alma. Again, we'll see plenty of intel being utilized. There's the dog drone. And then we have a nice smoke from Wave, cutting off at angles that are unnecessary. Deal with an octagon. Yeah, right now, normal individual setups are being used. I wonder what wave when he places his next smoke. Oh, he's just refreshing the smoke that he used before. Now this is when the gameplay is going to get a little interesting. The Sova might be getting a little bit aggressive here, trying to check this rat corner where wave is. As soon as the smoke disappears, let's see. All right, the Sova doesn't see him, but I think the Sova knows he hasn't completely cleared that corner yet.
Cover going out.
Oh yeah, he also knows that the Omen's that close. Excellent job by Rez, and the nice teleport. This is what makes Chamber so useful for holding sites. He can get a kill, instantly get away.
I have them.
They were also able to
30 seconds left.
smoke off heaven. Looks like we're gonna get an execute. Oh, Hisoka avoided the ping
Planted.
from the Sova dart. That's an excellent play. The opponents are still watching lamps, but Hisoka was able to avoid that ping. That's very, very useful. Ethan does take out Spence, although he was trying to wallbang. The Rez does get the refrag onto the Raze.
Player standing.
Unfortunate. There we go for Rez with the 3K. And now Rez needs to get a little bit aggressive here. In this situation, you're either going to win or you're not. That's just that's where it gets difficult. There's so much utility on the attacker side that it's going to be a little bit crazy. The sky flashes are just so useful because not only does she gets 2 of them. She used to get 3, which is kind of crazy, but she gets 2 of them. She can control them, move them wherever she wants them to while they're flying. She doesn't have to pop them. She can bait them. It's called a fake flash. And if she does pop them, and they do flash somebody, it makes distinctly different noise when it does or doesn't flash someone. So when you use it, you know that you flashed somebody or if you didn't. And since Rez is the only person alive, that's actually intel that they know Rez is somewhere over in the vicinity. That's why Sky's flashes are so useful. In addition to her having, the dog drone to find anyone that she needs to. And now we see Rez trying to counter any sort of push from A short. As Alma is deciding to do a nice hookah push onto the B site. No one's holding hookah right now, so we're just gonna see a lot of intel tools spent. I do like how Hisoka is respecting the intel plays. We're seeing a lot of executes going on on the B site. Good rotate from the rest of the team. But I do say that the executes of Alma are very distinct. Once you see the smokes come out, they're gonna execute. That's just how they're gonna play.
Planted.
We'll see how exactly Bubs can try to retake this. And we see a little bit of map control being repossessed. I'm not sure exactly how Bubs is gonna take control of this. There's Honeyham holding the elbow flank. This is a great job of isolating angles from the attackers. They know that they can only come from elbow or from CT or from hookah. So a great job with the op holding the elbow angle. And Rez looks like he's going to save. He's going to save his Vandal. Respectable play. I think that's another thing that it can also be considered in Valorant that isn't common in other games besides like CSGO is saving is sometimes a good thing to do. Like if you want to save your gun and you don't want to have to buy it again, it's a good option. It's not a bad thing. Currently, we're looking at 2-6 in favor of Alma. This does not determine the ending of the game. Actually, 2-6 really means nothing. We all know about the 9-3 curse. What I would say here is that Marietta just needs to understand that again, Alma, they rarely are rotating. They really like to just execute and just use all their utility. They're a big util dump team. They've got a lot, especially with intel. Three very intel heavy characters that we got here. Besides, well, Ray's Boombot, I wouldn't really say intel heavy, but they use all that they can. We see a nice smoke onto the chamber angle.
I've got your trail.
Unfortunate for the Marshall pick.
Satchel out.
And let's see what the Rays can do. Nice little attempt with the nade, but also again, the op is going to be a little bit of a difficulty. Again, just the smokes being used by the brim. And also we can see here, flashes are being utilized by our Sky as well. I think that the difference between Alma and Marietta is that they're being capitalized on way more. We see a lot of util being used by the Sky in a similar way that Mr. Zero is using it. I just think that what Alma's doing that is netting them these rounds is that they're playing off of this intel much more effectively. It seems that the Sky sometimes can throw a bird and then it'll pop and then nothing happens. Whereas from the side of Alma, sometimes they throw a bird, they pop, boom, it's their execute, and now they're on site and they're planning. They throw their smokes, they have time, they know angles are cut off, boom, they execute. They're just essentially playing off of their intel, and that's why I say, and I saw this in the first map, if a flash from Alma is popping and they hit you, they're probably gonna push. There's probably a push following soon after that. So I think just holding on to util for too long can be a little bit of a problem when realizing that.
So it's interesting here. I mean, looks like Marietta was putting all their defenses on side A, but Alma's going straight to side B, and they're actually going to be playing the spike very early. So that puts Marietta on a timer because they're going to take out everyone very quickly before that spike goes off.
Shadows traveling.
Teleport's ready.
We do see Rez trying to go for some sort of retake here. Again, the elbow angle is just incredibly well focused by Alma. So for here, again, the Alma pushes are extremely distinct. We've got what Alma pushes up on D long, goes to Octagon, goes to Hookah, uses all of their intel that they need. They got the boombot, they got the drones, they got the dog drone if they need, and they just smoke and execute. I think that Marietta is trying to necessarily predict the push, try to play a certain way. I don't know if
That's a good spot.
if Chamber can still teleport between sites on this map like he used to. They might have nerfed that aspect of his kit, but I think Marietta needs to be a little bit more reactive with how sites are being taken, because it seems that once the util is being used, they're spending it for good reason. Hisoka making a little push onto spawn. Very good play for Spence to be able to back him up. And we are seeing that there's a massive rotate on the B right now. No one is actually able to hold B for the attackers. Looks like there's going to be a real free plant for Alma. We are getting a little TP onto Hookah. Marietta is trying their best to counter it.
Spike planted.
Spike does, however, get planted, but Marietta is in a 5v4. Still a lot of potential for the team. And we see that Chamber's still holding the op on the smoke. Good, nice little push on the site. And Wave manages to get the Chamber.
One enemy remaining.
I love the defusal of the spike. And there we go. Now I will say,
Player standing.
the defenders did win the round.
Last round before the switch.
But another thing about Valorant is just because you win the round doesn't mean that the action stops. So make sure you try to stay alive, or else you do lose your guns. So we lost a few guns there, but other than that, we did good. We got the 3 rounds that we needed. Now another thing here is that Marietta understood that the team was rotating. They got a nice plan onto B, but we also got a really good teleport on the site by Wave. The great thing about Omen's teleport is it allows you to close the gap in the distance from your opponents extremely fast, which is what he did right there. Excellent play by Hisoka. But however, there was an ultimate used just to kill Hisoka, so this is also the last round before the switch, I believe. So all ults are being popped for any reason possible. Rez going for a nice retake onto this B. Looks like we're going to get a nice push here from Alma. All the intel's being used. Great pre-fire by the Brimstone. Rez couldn't even do anything about it. That was excellent.
Spike planted.
And Spike is down. Bub's getting some intel on site.
Pull cat.
We'll see what we can do with this
Player standing.
push here. And there's the Sova dart. And that's why, again why Sova's so excellent, because he does not have to necessarily have line of sight to put the arrow where he wants it to be. He can make it bounce off corners, and he can get pure perfect intel onto his opponents. So for this side, Marietta knows Marietta hopefully has been able to observe how Alma defends, so we're going to see exactly how Marietta is going to be pushing sites. One thing that I do want to see is that from Marietta, I like when not only when util is obviously used, but also gunfights follow soon after. Sometimes when you have confidence in what you're doing, even if it's not going to be a push that is the most optimal or the most meta, just having confidence in your push is going to get you a few more kills, a few more plays, and can usually get your team a win regardless of the strategy. Good early intel by Hisoka, and we're seeing that the Sova Dart initially was being thrown out onto B long, but I don't think anyone was able to get scanned. Hisoka does have Huga control. I think we're going to see a decent amount of plays here on the B site. We're just figuring out if there's going to be a final execute. With the only smokes that Marietta has access to are Omen smokes, which makes their executes a little bit more difficult when isolating different angles. But Omen does look like he's going to try his best to smoke off long and elbow. And then there is the brim smoke from Huga. And there's a nice little execute. Great job by Marietta. This is another thing that makes pushing out a hookah very difficult, is that when you jump off that little ledge on hookah, you can basically be falling into your death, or you can be getting free access to site. Excellent play by Spence right there, getting a nice shot on the flank. And Bubs just winning the final person in CT. But yeah, pushing out a hookah right there is extremely high risk, high reward, especially when it's smoked out by the brim and you have no idea where anyone is. And there's the flawless round from Marietta as well. Excellent job. But when you're pushing out a hookah and it's smoked off, it can be a very high risk, high reward situation. And Marietta took the chance, went up, pushed in, got the two kills, and it was a free site execute.
So what were you saying earlier about that 9-3 curse?
The 9-3 curse, yeah. Now Marietta is getting a little bit of a comeback here. Now this is the funny thing about the 9-3 curse that everyone knows about is basically, you know, regardless of how you think a team is performing or how you think teams are doing, if the score is 9-3, the team with 3-round wins always wins. That's just the joke that goes around in Valorant, and I've seen it myself happen, and it's kind of insane. I don't know why it happens or how often it happens, but it definitely does feel real sometimes. And we'll see Marietta pushing up on Octagon. Excellent clearing of the corner by Wave. That was a very, very good utilization of making sure that we're not pushing too quickly. Again, pushing out a hookah. Hisoka manages to get the frag onto Honey and Mr. Zero. These hookah pushes are going insanely well for Marietta. Nading CT, catching the guy on elbow. Excellent job. And then, beautiful, another flawless round. Yeah, I love how this guy was also there to clean up everything else, heal the team. Excellent job. These pushes by Hisoka are so useful because when she's jumping out of hookah ledge, that is when she is most exposed, because she's in the air, and when you're in the air in Valorant, you can't shoot anybody because your accuracy is just destroyed. It's terrible. And also you're an easy target because while you're landing, people can predict the trajectory of where you're going, and it's easy shots for them. But no one is peeking Hisoka when the Raze jumps off of hookah ledge. No one's doing it. And the Raze, she gets free passage on the site and gets a nice double kill. Let's see if she can do it again on this hookah push, but I think they'll be prepared for it. There's the next brim smoke. I think that they're going to be a little bit more confident here when she tries to jump out of this. Now, Hisoka, that was a really good push. It was just a little bit of miscalculation with her nade placement, but I feel like that could have gotten a lot of netted kills.
Spike down B.
Excellent angle by the Omen. Just a little bit short of a little bit of the accuracy. There's Rez with a nice little refrag. Yeah, that push by the Raze was excellent. It was just, you know, the nade placement was just a little bit unfortunate there. She got really close all the way into CT. You could see the fear in the defender's eyes seeing how close she was to them, but the extra little nades placed a little bit of a difficulty for her. So sometimes you also have to figure out, predict way ahead of time where your util is going to land, in addition to that. So still, it was bound to happen, although I was surprised because I did think that push was going to work a third time because, again, the Raze was just was already back sight in a matter of seconds. and that's the power of Raze, honestly. We'll see this nice shower push here. Ethan does manage to get the kill on the Bubs. No refrag potential. And there's both boom bots being used. I'm interested to see how this A push is going to be done. We just got the Brim holding lamps currently. This is when the game's going to get a little bit crazy. There's a nice little shot. The Brim had a little bit of confidence with the stim. And then Rez pushing up on lamps, did not expect the second guy to be there. So this is when the execute either is going to happen or we're going to see potential for a little bit of rotate. It looks like Spence is taking a little bit of map control. Nice shot close, however, did not expect the chamber to be so close to elbow or CT. Unfortunate for Omen. I believe the Omen dinked the chamber, and which is really unfortunate because he was using the Phantom, and if you don't know, the Phantom basically, it does, I think, like 145 damage as a headshot from certain distances. So, as you can see, the chamber was 1 HP at the end of that round. Very unfortunate in that regard. However, still a winnable game. As long as, now this is really a really crucial round. When the opposing team has 11 rounds, this is when you have to lock in. Because if you let the opposing team get to 12, you're riding every single round, knowing that you could, if you lose this, it is over. So basically, this is when Marietta has to be completely confident in all of their pushes. We got 2 people ratting Octagon. Let's see exactly what Hisoka's going to try to do with her Boombot, with her Blast Packs, anything that she can utilize. Again, Marietta is not able to capitalize off of a lot of intel because they're being flashed themselves. And that is Wave being taken out from Octagon by the Sova, and just a massive guarded skirmish we have right now, and a lot of good plays here. But again, I think that Hisoka, he really does manage to get a lot of intel. Raze does what she needs to do. However, when Raze pushed onto Octagon, exposed herself to the opponents, she pulled out her utility, which again, in Valorant, when you're pulling out your utility, if you want to get your gun back out, you have to go through the animation to pull it out, and you cannot shoot for a certain amount of time. I think it was a little bit risky to pull out the nade at that point because you don't know if someone's still ratting Octagon, and that's another thing, is just until you physically see them on a drone or know that no one's there, you don't know if someone's going to be there. So I think just having the gun up was just the biggest recommendation that I could have for that situation. Another 2 people ratting lamps. Wave is going to smoke off Heaven. Excellent shot onto the Brim. And there's going to be another flash by Sky. She's going to drone out, dog up, make sure that there's no one nearby. We do see one person from Marietta TPing onto Fuka. I'm not sure if we're going to be seeing any sort of... oh, we're actually seeing a little bit of a beat push. Yeah, it was a nice... That was actually a really nice rotate. Bubs went... I think 2 of them went by themselves with Spike and tried to rotate to B. And now the opponents are in position to get whatever intel they can. Nice frag by Bubs. However, the chamber all will do that to you. Rez now sitting in Hugo, ready to hold any angles that he needs, but Honey is just going off with the Chamber Ult. Chamber Ult isn't as good as it used to be, but it's still a very powerful gun. It is basically the operator. And oh, I don't know if Rez was able to see the barrel of his gun, but I don't think he was able to. Unfortunate, but again, excellent 4K by Honey, and that is exactly what Chamber is capable of. But again, not a bad game, and lots of improvement from Marietta from the previous map. So excellent job by everyone, and lots of util being utilized. It was just a really nice executes all the way around.
But yeah, that is going to be the match there. 5-13. I mean, it definitely improvement from game 1. Gotta keep in mind, these guys have only been practicing for 1 week. They've only had just a handful of practices, still getting used to each other, getting acquainted with everyone's play styles. So this is a new experience for a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. I completely understand. Coming from my perspective, when I started playing my freshman year, our team did not do nearly as well as Marietta is doing right now. we were playing initially, and I'd say that there's definitely, again, just VOD reviewing this match is going to improve Marietta so much. I think that the gun skill is there, the potential is there for Marietta. It's just smoothing out different pushes, different ways to execute on the site. Playing off of utility is a big thing that I'd say. Just making sure that if you're flashing, you're going. If you're using this for intel, what is the purpose of this utility that you're using? That way, it's not just spent and then you get something you capitalize on, and then there's no effect being drawn here. So that's, I think, another thing that sort of put Alma over the edge, is that they were just more certain of their pushes. They were more certain they were going on the site. They get the plant down, they smoke off angles, and they get the execute. I think that's just the confidence is really the only big difference here. Because gun skill, I think both teams did pretty well.
Yeah. It's just one of those, as they play more together, as they practice more, we're going to see more from this team. So be very interested to see how the team progresses over the weeks. And you're going to be seeing a lot of Valorant this semester, because not only will they be participating in the GLEC on Saturdays, but in a few weeks they'll be participating in the NACE Star League Valorant competitions, which will be on Wednesday evenings. So we will get that information once we know the schedule. We don't even know who we're playing yet in that competition. So we have a lot of esports coming your way this semester, with matches almost every day of the week starting in mid-September. Now, we're not done completely today. So just going to pull up the schedule for the rest of the day. We do have one more match still against Alma College. That would be against our League of Legends team. That will be at 3 o'clock. So what we'll probably do is just take down the stream, get a couple of the kinks worked out. Hopefully the latency was a little bit better. We try to adjust a few things on our end to make the stream experience a little bit smoother. So hopefully it worked better for you. So we'll get things cleaned up for the match, and we'll have the stream back up, I'd say close to about 2:30. And then watch a best of 3 in our League of Legends team going up against Alma College. Vincent, thank you for commentating. I think it was a lot more informative than my attempts in trying to explain a game that I really don't play.
No, yeah, no problem. It's a lot of fun to see Valorant, because in a lot of ways it does function like the game that I play. You know, there's a site you have to execute on, there's angles you have to isolate, so it's still a really fun game to watch, and I like commentating it.
All right, well, thank you. Before we sign off for a little bit, just a quick shout outs to some of our supporters. First, once again, thank you to HyperX for providing us with all of our peripherals, keyboards, mice, headsets, mouse pads. They've been amazing for us. We even have new HyperX microphones in the broadcast room. So if you want to get your own HyperX gear, go to hyperx.gg/MariettaES. The QR code is up on your screen. I also want to give a quick shout out to Over the Moon Pizza. That is not the right button. Technical difficulties, guys. Hold on here. What's happening? This is not right. Give me a second here. What happened? Because I didn't create this image yet. So hold on. We're going to get this fixed. First stream of the year problems. This is what usually happens. So.
I got to be better with navigating OBS as well. I want to start streaming too.
Here we go. Let's try this again. There we go. Yeah, so we want to thank our friends over the Moon Pizza on Front Street in Marietta. They're actually going to be airing our matches on Tuesdays. So they have like a game night thing going on Tuesdays. So you can definitely, so if you're in the area, definitely go check them out, get some pizza, and watch our matches there on hopefully start next Tuesday. We got to double check with them, make sure they have the information. But they are going to be helping us with getting the word about our program. But yeah, for all the latest updates, please be sure to follow us on our social media channels. So whether it's here on Twitch or Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that. But yeah, we'll be back in about an hour, just a little bit over an hour. But for now, we'll